Shalom, my brothers. I truly pray all is well with you and your families. I recently traveled to Chicago with 5 highly successful businessmen, men who built and not bragged. And that trip reminded me of a truth Yah revealed to me last year. And that truth was dreams turn into nightmares when we chase popularity over productivity. See, these men didn't arrive where they are by just dreaming about it. They disciplined themselves and played to their strengths and focused on what produced real results. They weren't concerned about likes or followers on social media. They understood that being popular doesn't equate to you being productive or prosperous. I'll never forget what Wallow shared with me when we were in LA together. He said that social media taught people that the only way to make it is to be popular, famously broke instead of financially stable. Too many imposter influencers selling hype instead of truth. See, you've been strategically deceived into wasting invaluable time chasing dopamine hits from likes and views on social media instead of building the lives Yah actually called us to build. And psychology even backs this up, my brothers. Those little dopamine spikes trick your brain into feeling accomplished while you're standing still. Now, for many men who are in their 40s and beyond, here's a sobering reminder. Where is it at? Yeah, here's a sobering reminder from Joel chapter 2, verse 28. And it is written that young men see visions and old men dream dreams. Now, please hear this clearly, my brothers. Biblically, both visions and dreams can be forms of revelation from Yah, the Most High. The issue isn't dreaming. The issue is, what do you do with the revelation once you receive it? My brothers, if you haven't joined my Patreon Brotherhood, please consider doing so today. The link is in the description below because I'm going to delve deeper on this topic over there. See, on YouTube, I can only take it so far. There, I can expand on what's taught here, but in a much more profound way. Now, here's the correlation between dreams and visions. Dreams reveal reveal what Yah may be showing you. Visions clarify how you're meant to walk it out. But obedience is where revelation proves whether it was truly received or merely admired. At some point in a man's life, revelation must move from inspiration to implementation, from excitement to execution, from insight to obedience. And here's the hard truth. Too many men stay in the revelation phase way too long. We keep talking about what we see while refusing to build what we've already been shown. Now, let me clarify something, because this matters biblically. Scripture also tells us that not every dream comes from Yah, the Most High. For it is written in Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 3, and it says it plainly that a dream comes through much activity. In other words, some dreams are born from human striving, desire, and busyness, not divine assignment from Yah, the Most High. So here's the distinction. When a dream is from Yah, it produces fruit. It doesn't mean it won't be a struggle, but you will see fruit. However, when a dream is from us, it can still feel right, still feel inspired, but it doesn't produce fruit. And as many of you know, my dream used to be that I would one day be a respected and rich music producer in hip hop. That dream lived deep into my 30s until Yah made it clear it was more my desire than his will. And when I finally released that dream, before it turned into a nightmare, Yah trusted me with the vision you see now. That's the danger, my brothers, of being led by a dream that's not from Yah. It keeps you in motion without real movement. You feel busy, you feel inspired, even spiritual. But because you're not obedient, nothing really happens. There is no fruit. You think you're chasing purpose, but you're really running from your purpose. One of the businessmen on this trip, he said something to me that I'm really thankful I was able to journal, and that aligns with this principle. He said that it wasn't my dream to work in finances, but God put me in a position for my family to live their dreams. See, he didn't idolize dreaming big, nor did he shun it. He committed to doing what worked, and that was following Yah, even if it wasn't glamorous. See, that's what happens when we stop clinging to a dream that came from us and start implementing the vision that came from Yah. Remember, it is written that Yah's thoughts are not our thoughts and his ways are not our ways. The majority of things that you see me do today, I would say almost all of them, never was something I dreamed. It all came from him. It was his thoughts and his ways and his vision. I just surrendered to his will so that it could happen. It was the years of me laying ceramic tile and marble, running my own business that Yah used to form the work ethic of excellence you see today. And as I shared before in another video, I didn't like that season in my life. I was still trying to make it in music, but I had to work to provide for my family and give some financial stability. And I'm so thankful social media wasn't available then, because I probably would have got lost in the likes and the shares and the views, thinking I'm doing something. And so I'm thankful that although that season wasn't glamorous, it built a foundation. And for some of you, your professional pivot won't look exciting either. It may look practical. It may look uncelebrated. It may even be what you would think is beneath you at first. For some, it might be something like real estate. For others, it may be starting a janitorial company. For some, a trade or certification. For others, finally getting serious about financial literacy. None of those are flashy, but they might be the very foundation Yah the Most High is trying to build your life on. And of course, for those of us who understand who Christ is, so I want to be clear, because I said foundation a few times without mentioning our spiritual foundation, which is Christ. He is our foundation when we build upon that. And so building upon that is allowing Yah to use you in other areas, to shape you, to mold you, to put you through certain circumstances, to get your pride out. Similar with Joseph, before he could trust him with leading Egypt, he had to let him experience betrayal, hurt, injustice. Because what Yah has to give us, remember, it's really not for us. It's for us to do for him. We're his servants, and he is our master. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 7 says, there are men who pretend to be rich, yet have nothing, and others who pretend to be poor, yet have great wealth. The businessmen I traveled with to Chicago weren't concerned with being known or looking rich. Although they had dreams, were now more concerned with being effective and leaving wealth to their children's children, as we're told to do in the scriptures. So my brothers, don't waste another year being famously broke. Be faithfully fruitful. And as always, I truly hope this video encouraged you, not discouraged you. If you want to be notified when I upload another video, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And to the men who are in my Patreon brotherhood, please download the reflection guide to this video and build with each other in the chat room or offline. Also, I want for you to write down your questions from this video so that you can present them in our live Q&A this month. Well, until next time, my good brothers, keep growing, keep building, and keep striving to be the man the moment demands. Shalom.